What's good, Josh? Your boy, Victor Allen here. And so, yeah, it's just a little garden update. I know it's been couple weeks, something like that, almost a couple weeks at least. But I just want to let the garden do its thing and then come back with something a little more to show y'all. So I cut up some potato tops, after I was cooking, and I was like, hey, I might be able to like get them to root, get them to like grow into some new potatoes. So I put those into the aquarium here. Thankfully, it hasn't rained, so it's not too saturated. But I buried those as of 2 days ago. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with them in a couple weeks. And over here, I planted some tomato seedlings. I didn't show y'all that process. I apologize, but they started to sprout. Yeah, two types of tomatoes. Just like your regular red heirloom tomatoes. And then these were like a darker brown, like Kamado potatoes from like Trader Joe's. So that was pretty cool. These are peppers. I planted them three days ago. Just seeds in there. The spearmint's starting to do well. Yeah, at first it took so long for the mint to actually come up, and I was kind of worried. I was like, oh man, the seeds aren't gonna make it. They're so small. They done got lost in the soil. But yeah, they came up and they're gonna grow. So this is oh my goodness. I was about to say potato, then I was about to say tomato, but this is a pineapple top. I had it inside just rooting in water, and so I transplanted this into some soil about 4 or 5 days ago. So yeah, we'll see how that does. This is also spearmint right here, and this is Balm. Yeah, the Balm is starting to like really do its thing. This was so small, and I was afraid this wasn't gonna sprout either, because remember, the mint and the Balm actually took like, I want to say a little more than 3 weeks to germinate. So it's cool to see their progress now. And as we go over here, we can see some growth. Yeah, some growth. So these two carrots that I planted, they're doing all right. These two did not make it. It's all right. That happens. It's trial and error. The Brussels sprouts were looking kind of sparse at first, but I think they just needed some time to acclimate into this new setting in the raised bed. So it's good to see that they're starting to like, perk up a little more. The outer leaves on the end were discolored from when they were in the aquarium, so it's good to see these new leaves like strong and green. The broccoli's doing well also. It was kind of like on a hiatus, but yeah, it's starting to come back. The kale, it was also looking a little thin. It was like, oh no, but it just needed some time to acclimate, and I think that's important. Wow, there's a bee buzzing around my head. So, all right, what's good? So this is, all right, is it gonna zoom in? Zoom in some more. All right, so that is basil. I realized that is basil. Oh, I hope my camera's facing the right way. Yeah, that's basil, and I got some more kale coming up, so that's cool. The spinach is growing at a much faster rate than it was over in the other plot. So just sunlight is key. Sunlight is key. Sunlight is key. Cabbages, got one right there, and I think one over there. These haven't shown any signs of growth yet, but that's okay. And then over here we have squash. These two are really starting to do their thing, and these two have not, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm gonna get to watering these after the update. All right, cool. So compost is doing fairly well. I stopped putting like bigger pieces of fruit in here because there were raccoons coming into this spot. It's not covered, so they was just crawling over. One actually left the apple core right up there, and then I saw the paw prints going down the wall. See, I think you can still see them. I was like, what? Come on now. So yeah, I cleaned that up a little bit, or they cleaned it up, and I haven't put anything in here since. But stuff is starting to break down underneath this. It's really starting to turn into like that dark, good, like organic matter soil. So that's a good thing. All right, and over here looks a bit different. One, because squirrels and chipmunks have been digging again. You know what? They feel safe back here, so they can just go to town. Thankfully. All right, so here, y'all see my zucchini looking a little hurt, you know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. So had some assistance with the yard, and they came back and blew all the stuff off the top, which is okay. But you know, in the process, they blew over my plants, which is not as okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens. I believe in y'all. Y'all got this. The bean is still holding up strong. You know, it's doing its thing. Got a little bit of new growth on here. It's holding strong. I believe in you. You know, this is more like the experimental garden over here. Like, I didn't put as much time into it, which I don't regret because it was a learning experience, and so that's okay. But yeah, so this was cabbage. Well, this is cabbage. This is cabbage. This was a cabbage. I think they got ransacked. These are still a bunching onions. So, you know, they still here doing their thing. And then eggplant, to my knowledge, this is not. Yeah. So, yeah. Starting to develop some flowers. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you know, it's all a learning experience, and it's cool to see how things are developing. Even if slowly, they're developing and we're learning along the way. So yeah, I'll catch up with y'all later next time. Peace.